The sun was setting over the small, dusty town when a group of bikers roared down the old highway, their engines echoing through the quiet streets. People stopped to stare, some curious, others cautious, but no one expected what happened next. Out from behind an old gas station stepped a little girl no older than 8, her tiny hands trembling as she held something that made everyone freeze. Her voice was soft but firm as she pointed the object toward the bikers and asked, "Who is my father?" The question silenced even the loudest engine. The leader of the group, a rough-looking man with tattoos and a worn leather jacket, slowly took off his helmet. His eyes widened when he saw her face. It was as if he was staring into a mirror from years ago. The other bikers exchanged uneasy looks, sensing a story buried deep in the past. The little girl's eyes filled with tears, yet she stood her ground, clutching a locket around her neck. Inside was a faded photo of a woman smiling beside one of the very bikers now standing in front of her. Everyone waited for the man to speak, but words seemed lost. The air felt heavy, filled with questions no one wanted to answer. Who was this girl? Why was she searching for her father here, among strangers? And what secret tied her to this biker gang? Before anyone could move, the sound of sirens echoed in the distance, and everything changed. The sirens grew louder, bouncing off the walls of the old gas station. The bikers exchanged nervous glances, unsure whether to run or stay. The little girl didn't move. She just kept staring at the man who looked more shocked than anyone. Her small voice broke the silence again. "My mom told me to find the man in this picture," she said, opening the locket with shaky fingers. "She said he would tell me the truth." The man swallowed hard, his hands trembling slightly as he took a closer look at the photo. It was him years younger, standing beside a woman he hadn't seen in almost a decade. Memories he had buried long ago came rushing back. The laughter, the long nights, the promises he never kept. The other bikers stood quietly, sensing the weight of the moment. One of them finally whispered, "Boss, what's going on?" But he didn't answer. He COULDN. Single quotes T. The little girl's eyes searched his face, hoping for a sign, a word, something that could confirm what her heart already knew. But before he could speak, a police car pulled up, lights flashing, tires screeching against the gravel. 2 officers stepped out, calling for everyone to stay where they were. The girl froze, clutching the locket close. The man slowly raised his hands, but his eyes never left hers. On that tense moment, one thing was clear: this was no accident. Someone had sent her here. Someone who knew the truth he had tried so hard to hide. The officers moved closer, hands resting on their belts, scanning the tense scene. One of them, Officer Daniels, recognized the biker leader Jack Turner, a man with a reputation that hovered somewhere between danger and loyalty. "Jack," he said cautiously, "what's going on here?" Jack didn't answer right away. His eyes were still locked on the girl, who stood trembling yet brave, clutching that old locket like it held the last piece of her world. "She came out of nowhere," one biker muttered, "said she was looking for her father." The officers exchanged a look, unsure whether to treat this as a family matter or something more serious. Daniels crouched down to the girl's level and asked softly, "Sweetheart, what's your name?" "Lily," she whispered. "My mom said Jack Turner knows where my father is." The words hit Jack like a punch. The name Lily brought back echoes of a life he'd walked away from, a woman he loved but couldn't protect, a promise he never kept. The other bikers began whispering among themselves, trying to piece together what this meant. One of them, a younger man named Cole, stepped forward. "Jack, if she's telling the truth, this changes everything. Someone's been watching us." The tension grew thicker as Daniels radioed for backup, sensing the story ran deeper than it seemed. Jack finally looked at Lily and said quietly, "Where's your mother now?" Mason's eyes flicked toward Lily, then back to Jack. "So," he said with a smirk, "you finally found her." His tone carried both mockery and something darker, a secret only he seemed to know. Jack stepped forward, confused. "What are you talking about?" "She's looking for her father." Mason laughed softly. "And you still don't get it, do you? You've been looking for answers in the wrong place." Lily's eyes darted between them, her small hand clutching Jack's sleeve. "You know my mom?" she asked. Mason crouched slightly, giving her a chilling smile. "Oh, sweetheart, I know her better than anyone." Jack's fists clenched, anger rising. "Where is she, Mason?" Before he could answer, headlights appeared from the opposite direction, a black SUV speeding toward the station. The police shouted, trying to block the road, but the vehicle didn't stop. Jack instinctively pulled Lily behind him as the SUV screeched to a halt and a woman stumbled out. Her face was bruised, her voice weak, but unmistakable. "Jack, they're not after me," she gasped. "They're after her?" The woman's voice trembled as she pointed at Lily. "They want her because of what she knows," she said, catching her breath. Everyone turned to the little girl, who stood frozen, confused, and scared. Jack stepped forward, keeping her close. "What are you talking about?" he demanded. Mason's expression shifted, no longer smug, but tense. "You don't understand, Jack," he said quietly. "That kid saw something she shouldn't have, something that could bring down people much bigger than us." The sound of more engines grew louder in the distance. Police backup was on the way, but so were others men Mason clearly feared. The woman clutched Jack's arm. She saw who's behind the deals, the trafficking routes, everything. I tried to hide her, but they found me. Jack's mind raced as pieces started fitting together. Mason had betrayed him years ago, not for money, but for survival. The rival bikers shifted uneasily, realizing they were being watched too. In that moment, Jack made his choice. "You'll have to go through me first," he said. Standing in front of Lily, Mason hesitated, his loyalty torn between his past mistakes and the girl's innocent eyes. Then suddenly, headlights lit up the entire lot and marked cars surrounding them. Out stepped men in suits, their badges flashing. "FBI," one of them called out. "Everyone stay where you are." Mason's gang froze. Jack looked at Lily's mother, who whispered through her tears, "I called them. It's finally over." But as the agents approached, Lily's gaze shifted toward one of them and, she whispered, "That's him. That's the man my mom was running from." The moment Lily pointed at the agent, everything stopped. The officers exchanged shocked looks while the FBI man's calm expression slipped into panic. Jack stepped protectively in front of Lily and her mother, his instincts kicking in. "You heard her," Jack said firmly. "She's the one you've been after, isn't she?" The agent tried to deny it, but the tension in his voice gave him away. Within seconds, Officer Daniels and his team moved in, handcuffing the man as chaos erupted around them. The truth came spilling out. He had been part of a criminal network using the biker gangs as cover for illegal operations. Lily had seen him during one of their secret meetings years ago, and her mother had been running ever since. Mason looked at Jack, guilt flickering in his eyes. "I didn't know it went that deep," he said quietly. Jack nodded, his anger fading into exhaustion. The rival bikers lowered their weapons as police cars filled the lot. The danger had passed, but the night had changed everyone. Lily clung to her mother, whispering, "Are we safe now?" Her mother smiled through tears. "Yes, baby, we're safe." Jack watched them, realizing the girl had done what grown men couldn't. She had brought the truth to light. As the first light of dawn broke over the highway, Jack walked to his bike, the sound of sirens fading behind him. He didn't look back. For the first time in years, he felt something close to peace, proof that even in the darkest roads, truth always finds its way home.